Everyone, welcome to Mala's First. Welcome if you're new here, welcome if you have been here before. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. So, today's reading is a fun one and a special one. A fun one because we are going to dive through the shadows, but it's a special one because it's a collaboration with the brilliant Jan at Clarity Tarot. Her reading style is phenomenal and she's so clear, concise in the ways she is delivering her messages through the channel that she has. I love her readings. They are quite empowering and very insightful. So don't forget to check out her channel. And the topic that we are doing is, as I mentioned earlier, we are going to look at the shadows that you have worked through and the ways in which those shadows are getting integrated into your light. So Jan would be looking at the shadows you have worked through, and I'm going to look at the ways in which it's getting integrated into your light. And we have three piles to choose from. The first one is caution. The second pile is anxiety. And the third pile is happiness. Take a few deep breaths with me here, breathing out through your mouth. Letting your awareness guide you to whichever pile you are drawn to. You're more than welcome to choose one or more piles. I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile number one. If you chose the caution card, this is your reading. So, the card caution here is representing just an overarching theme or like a flavor of the shadow that you are overcoming or that you have worked through. And these cards here represent in the ways in which it's getting integrated into your life. And with the caution card here, especially in yellow, this specifically does feel like it's associated with your personal power, your self confidence. And the first thing that comes to mind is anything and everything that was, stopping you from showing up in the world. The fear of being seen is the main energy I perceive here, shadow wise. Um, and something that was not letting you progress. This could very well be, people's ideas and ideologies or their traps, even making a slippery slope for you going ahead and not helping you have a grip moving forward. So you would slip and fall or either at the same place, or you might feel that you were regressing rather than progressing. So with the caution card and the yellow color, I certainly feel like this is the fear of being seen, in the sense that you don't mind making, if conflict comes your way, if there are, judgments thrown your way, you are now not going to stop. So you're probably someone who is a perfectionist. Excuse me. Could have been a perfectionist, and you're letting go of that energy, or because perfection, as a theory many people have mentioned, is a trauma response to wanting things to be right because they were not right the first time itself, and you may have had a traumatic experience around that. So it could be because of that. And it's just interesting that the entire card here has this stippling effect with the dots, but there is this, slimy thing right beneath the triangle, which is what is giving me the indication that anything that you did know was joyous and was life giving to you. And if you started moving forward in that direction, people might have, or their stories in general could have actually influenced you to not go forward, or brought in confusion and doubt for you more than anything else, and thus creating that slippery slope where you were not able to make progress as you liked. but that is the shadow that you are overcoming. You are now getting a grip, very strong grip over what choices you are making and the life that you're creating more than anything else. And the term that was coming through when I was looking at your cards was mental fortitude is the major, gift, or even the strength that you have integrated now through this shadow work, through moving through this specific shadow of yours. So we have four cards here representing the different ways in which the shadow is getting integrated into the light. And we have the fire element representing the spirit, water element representing your emotions, and the air element representing your mental plane or the mental fortitude, because that's the word that's coming through. Anyway, we'll get into the card. And the earth element is being represented here, which is how this is all actualizing into your physical reality as well. With Mother of Fire, which is the Queen of Wands, we are starting off quite strong. Pile number one. So if you look at the face of this woman, it is unperturbed, very determined, very focused on what is ahead. It's like, what have you got to share with me, and what do you bring to the table? Because I know my worth, I know what I bring to the table. How are we going to create greater, and why should I listen to you? That is the energy that's coming through. And because it's the spirit energy, I feel like you've become fiercely protective of your spiritual energy, or like spirit body is what I'm getting. So more psychic protection. And I do perceive that a lot of your confidence is now stemming from your spiritual practices, your connection probably with your ancestors, with the universe, with spirit. And it's like the abundance of wealth in different ways. This is not just because we are talking about spirit. So the abundance of heritage, of culture through from which you come, and it is giving you a lot of confidence, and that's how it's getting integrated into your light. This shadow work that you have done, where you are panicky about all the ifs and buts, now you are very clear, especially in your spirit, in your soul. You are very clear as to what step you have to take, because you are taking guidance from those who are in your team, from your higher self, from your ancestors, from the spirit. And you are you're it's like, you're not very impressed by people's gymnastics, or whatever show they put up. Essentially, you are like, what is the substantial thing that you bring to the table? And you may not say it with your words, but your aura will definitely say that. And with the 10 of cups as repletion, it is, there's a lot of quiet confidence is the major energy coming through for this pile. So that is how your shadow is getting integrated into your light. Your These two energies together are making you very quiet, calm, very confident. Someone you cannot read. Essentially, people might find that it's not easy for them to read you now, or even get to know what your next move is. They are not going to know that. Essentially, with the 10 of cups here, with the repletion card, this is, I mean, there's nothing to add here, because even the term in itself, repletion, says that you are replenishing yourself. This integration is, you're pouring into your own cup, you're taking time out to meditate, you're taking time out to rest your emotional body, to recover your emotional body, to replenish your emotional body. And you do not give a damn about what others think, because that's what, this slippery slope energy, which I feel is through other or external influences. You are not giving it any time of your day now, especially emotionally. You are safeguarding, clearing, and protecting your emotional body as well, moving forward. And it's going to give you such clarity and ease emotionally. I mean, this is the epitome of joy, and especially emotionally. So do you see how still the waters are? There's no movement or hurried energy, or the caution energy can show up when you are hurrying, when you're worrying about something, and so you take a pause to analyze the situation, right? So now from the get go itself, you're making it a point that you are grounded, your emotions are grounded, and that is how emotionally these shadows are integrating into your life. Now, going further to your mental plane, this is a seven of swords, which is why it says deception. And I was reading about the background of the imagery here. So I perceive that this is the cuckoo bird that they are referring. And what they do is that these birds do not make their own nests. They actually go to other birds, and whichever other bird has a nest, and they lay their eggs there. And before the other bird and the other birds, eggs hatch, the this birds, the cuckoo bird, I think that's what they were saying, the name of this species, and their eggs hatch earlier. And this bird might this bird usually misinterprets this cuckoo bird's babies as their own babies and keeps feeding them. So that is the deception at play here. And that's what, with men, that's what I was wanting to say. Mental fortitude. You are very clear about people's intentions, and mentally you see it from a mile away now. And that is how your shadow is integrating into your life. And you might even play games, continue playing games and continue looking like a fool to others intentionally, though, so that they show their ass out. um uh, and like you are not then able to take whatever step is necessary to either end the connection or use that information to your advantage. So I don't feel there is malice here, but this is more like using the enemy's missteps or their mistakes to your advantage in a strategic way. That is one thing, and definitely a strong indication of you will cut ties with people or become extremely cold, or just not available to share my emotions at all, sort of an energy, when you see that people are trying to trick you essentially. And that is how, because I do feel like you have had that innocent energy where you wanted to be there for others, and so you bought into their sob stories, their trauma and drama, and you always wanted to help them out, and you were always caring for their needs first more than yours. With that bird story here, that could have been you. People must have come and given you their you know household chore, or like that's the energy, like whatever they needed to work through, they gave it to you mentally, and you were the one taking care of it and bringing more clarity, nurturing it, and bringing that thing to life, helping that thing move from non-existence to existence. And now that is totally not the case, because you are either going to play with them or you are not going to give them any energy at all. And most of the time these people will not recognize how you move through that without providing any energy. Now moving forward to daughter of earth, which is the page of pentacles, and this is how all of these shadows, oh sorry, not all of these, but the shadow is getting integrated into your physical reality. And we do have even son of earth at the bottom of the deck, and the two of cups had shown up earlier as well. So this is the Knight of Pentacles and this is the Page of Pentacles. Now, looking at these three cards as a combination, yes, for some of you, there is a possibility of a romantic connection showing up, or your romantic connection getting more deeper and more foundational with the earth energy. But if we set that aside, because this is more about you, this is more like the individual who has chosen the pile rather than other people clearly coming here with the page of earth. this is like you will start. I think you already have started caring for your body, nurturing your body, caring for how your body feels. Is it nourished? Is it rested? Is it thriving with life? There is a strong possibility that you may take up some slower, softer movement exercises as well, basically like yoga or something on those lines to nourish your body. And essentially, what I'm receiving with the Page of Pentacles is more care for your physical vessel in a planned and slow and steady wins the race sort of energy. There is no hurried energy. You are determined, but you are like, okay, I mean, there's no anxiety or aggression about, okay, I have to achieve this by this week. Or I have to have these many calories taken in, and any sort of goals, or I have to exercise for this long, or I have to sleep for this long. You are making gradual but foundational progress in your physical well being. And a lot of study might be going through, or you must be interested in researching how to care for your body. And this could be, I mean, this is clearly physical health, but this could be also, how you can, the alternate ways of caring for your emotional body and your mental body, which is reflecting into your physical reality. So yeah, there's a glow up basically happening for this pile physically, and you might look quite young. Or it could, this entire process is probably going to add to your youth, your energy a lot, so you will look younger, you will feel younger or energized for sure. There's a lot of life giving energy that's pouring into and multiplying into your body. That is the energy that I'm receiving with that card. So that's how your shadow is getting integrated, pile number one. Now I'm going to pull just two cards from this deck, which is the White Light Oracle, to see, what is an extra message coming through from your higher self for this integration. So let's see what shows up. That's one. And now I'm not taking this card, but it does say magnetism of Eros. So like I said, physically your glow up is going to be palpable to others as well. Let me just check the imagery first if it's a-okay with YouTube. So we have the Queen of Nagas. Just give me a moment as I settle these cards. So we have Obadiah, no, Obadiah. Hope that's how we pronounce that word, with the number 3. And we have Queen of the Nagas with number 5. Both the cards, first of all, made me see how, both energies are enclosed. So there's a strong, message coming through that you need to know you are protected in any way, shape, or form. If you feel that being this fierce, moving forward with this energy, because I'm sure with integrating this shadow into your light and applying that into your life, you must have had more than a lot of people actually move away from your life. And so you might be feeling a bit, alone, a bit I don't want to use the word abandon. Abandon may not be the right one, but definitely someone who is a solo ranger, or lone ranger, sorry, and is not protected, or they have to take care of everything in their energy field. But the spirit energy that we had here with the Mother of Fire lets me know, and these cards are again reaffirming that you are divinely protected. There are energies which, especially with the Queen of the Nagas, which are clearing your emotional body. The more you are on your path and you're in, you take care of your integrity and you take care of your emotional waters, your emotional body, the more you will be able to see how much the universe spirit is actually working for you and taking care of you. Because if there are things that haven't worked out for you recently, do realize that, that phrase that we have heard, rejection is protection. So a lot of things might be working behind the scenes. There must be a lot of intricacies and detailed work happening behind the scene, which you may not be aware of, and it's all creating the magnanimously beautiful, abundant life for you. And it's creating you. You are going to realize in different subtle ways what potencies, what strengths you are having, and how many things you have not yet embraced about yourself. Because it does make sense, we are integrating our shadow into the light. So it's going to take us time to even realize, small subtle details which were working out or playing out in a really big manner, and you're going to see that happen, or even things fall into place moving forward. So because I do feel like there is a chance that you might be feeling you are spiraling down, but no, you are actually moving forward, going ahead in life. You're moving towards your, north star, your destiny. So, pile number one, that is all that I have for you. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below. And do not forget to check out Jan's part of the reading, where we do look at what shadows have you overcome or are you working through. So, definitely check out her channel. She's a phenomenal reader. Subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you in future readings. Bye bye. Hello, pile number two. If you choose the anxiety card, this is your reading. So, anxiety card here is representing the shadow that you have worked through, like giving us a theme or a flavor of that energy. And these cards here represent how your shadow is getting integrated, the ways in which it getting integrated into your soul with the spirit of fire energy here, into your emotional body or your emotional health with the water energy here, and your mental plane with the air element here, and earthly realm or the physical plane with the earth element here. And with anxiety and the color that it has, I do perceive that this is, a mix of, because it's a lime green color or a lime yellow color, either of the two. And that reminds me of a combination of the heart chakra and the solar plexus. I do perceive with anxiety, and it's interesting that we have, the Three of Cups, which is abundance, and Three of Pentacles. Both are, teammates, friends, group of friends, or your social circle in some way, shape, or form. This is more social and this is more work or career based. And I do perceive, because of your past time associated with your formative years, with the years that within the years that you were growing up, I do feel like you must have had trigger warning, very uncomfortable situations at home, a lot of turbulence at home growing up, especially within family members, or if it was, most likely it's family members, but generally the home environment seems like one where there was not a lot of ease and peace, to be honest. Because I do perceive that you had to anticipate every all of your next moves, and not because you had to plan out something or had, a strategy, but more so to maintain peace at home. You had to be very calculative about your emotions, your thoughts, or what you were saying. Maybe you were not saying much, and you were very focused on, what the environment is, what people are saying, doing, etc. And so you were very calculative in that sense, as to not to trigger anybody. And so whatever happened with you or whatever you experienced, you were not so open about sharing it with others, because I do perceive that you might not have had a support system around you. from where, and I'm talking about from where the shadow could probably be stepping in or coming up or cropping up, because I do with the changes and the way it's integrating into your shadow, sorry, into your light, the shadow aspect. And we have seven bravery, 7 of wands at the bottom of the deck. I have this awareness coming through, which is, you must have been a person who was not very vocal about their wins and also losses, or in general, like both aspects. Like you were fearsome about sharing what was going good in your life, or even if you did, I do perceive that somehow it was either, neglected, or you must have been gaslit also, because I perceive that whatever happened growing up must have permeated your connections or leaked through into your connections thereafter, into your adult years, adulthood, young adult life as well. And even though people must not have known why or where this was coming from, they could probably perceive that you are easy to manipulate, and they must have taken advantage of your truly kind heart, you know, and your energy or your intention to care for others must have been misinterpreted by others as something foolish or someone who is easily manipulated. And so you had, whenever these things either came up to the surface, or the person was either gaslighting you or something of that sort was happening, I do perceive that you must have listened to certain rumors or gossip about yourself, and you were probably shocked as to who spread those rumors, because apparently these people were posing to be your well wishers. And so that, just added to this anxiety and fear of speaking up a lot more, because you were like, now what else would be held against me, that's the energy that I'm receiving, and that is the shadow you have worked through. That's an intense shadow to work through, and I would say that for some of you this could be coming from past lives as well, wherein you were ostracized or, thrown out of society, or even basically convicted for sharing or speaking your truth. So one could be, one reason, oh sorry, one root could be from those lifetimes as well, if you resonate with past lives. Um, but moving forward as to how now that shadow is integrated or getting integrated into your life, we literally have power, 9 of wands. And I love this analogy where they talk about power, because this is more like, and it's Sagittarius, moon and Sagittarius energy. Thanks to these cards, they have astrological um, indications as well. But yeah, with the so some of you must be Sagittarius, Leo. Leo energy also is there with the 7 of wands here. So you might have strong Sagittarius or Leo placements. Even Libra placements is what I'm receiving. Anyway, moving forward with the 9 of wands representing power here, which is usually seen as the wounded warrior. And of course, it's, that person is a warrior. They have come through a war, and they have been taking rest, or they are in defense mode more than attack mode, because they're wounded, they need time to rest, they need time to recuperate and replenish their energy, and even safeguard what they have either won or protected already from that war, right? With the power card, this is literally your spiritual strength. I mean, we are talking about a spirit here. So, a significant development in your spiritual strength and in your spiritual body, in the sense that you are determined more than ever before to really power through whatever comes your way. You do not give a F enough about those around you or what people have to say, and especially people that, care about you. And now this is, of course, more people are going to perceive, sorry, this as aggressive. And maybe you are actually clear, and you are in that mindset of this is the way to go about this, because I do perceive that you have been very accommodating, very giving and replenishing in terms of being there for others, and now you're turning that water inwards, that emotion, that energy inwards, that focus inwards, because this is hyper focus on your targets now. You are not bothered about um, and I'd say this in the most positive manner. You are not bothered about the world or where it's going now, because you have done that for years and years on end, and it has not borne any fruit. And so you are like, now I have to, culminate all of this energy, focus all of these energies, especially the energy within you, because I do perceive that you must have started realizing the power of your focus, especially your focus. I am not giving any diagnosis here, but some of you might have strong OCD tendencies. So you're recognizing the strength in those tendencies and learning how to use it for your targets, for your goals, for your career, and the life that you want to create, the vision that you have about the life you want to create. You are absolutely clear about that, and your entire power and strength and courage is focused towards that. And it's not that you are absent minded about your surroundings. It's more like you're not paying attention to it, because you have to focus that energy more towards yourself and bring in energy from within, rather than expecting others to cater to your needs. You are now understanding that you will have to share your thoughts, share your targets, or I mean, not targets, but share. Probably, like, what's coming to my mind is an analogy of a business owner. So you are now recognizing that you cannot give in to thinking that, oh, what will people think if I say this or if I say that. You're understanding the value of there is this video I'm getting reminded of, and a certain something that people talk about a lot when they're coaching business owners, and selling is service. That's the frame that's coming to my mind, and that is what you are getting aware of. You're recognizing that, be it business wise, be it career wise, be it in any way, shape, or form, what you have to provide, and talking about it, sharing it with confidence, with full faith in yourself, is actually a service to you and those around you. You're not going to back down now. Wow, that's a spiritual strength you're gaining. And emotionally, um, this is what it feels like. Everywhere you're distributing your water to others, now this is going within, in your soul, in your body. You are replenishing your energy like never before, and I would say that you are nurturing the environment, which I mean nurturing people also, that you have recognized through all of these trials and tribulations, that are your true ride or die, or people who are genuinely there for you. You are now just focusing your energy there, helping them to nourish and nurture as well. You're not giving, as I said earlier, an F or a F about what you were focused, or the external focus is almost diminishing. And this is in a positive sense. Like I said, it's not absent minded energy, it's more about being focused on what your priorities are. And with the Three of Cups, you are certainly being that nurturing, nourishing energy, because you're doing that for yourself. You're naturally are able to be that energy for people who you really love and care for. And with the Four of Swords as truce, this is like I said, even if the world is going to shit, I don't care. I have to nurture the peace of mind that I mean, like, I have to nurture my mind. I have to create peace of mind for myself, because only then can I provide for those around me. And this is a strong understanding that you're having mentally. This is how your shadow is getting integrated into your light. Your shadow must be that you must be fearing that, am I an evil person or a wrong person for not focusing on others or for focusing too much on my ideas, my dreams, my targets. That is the shadow that you have been overcoming, probably because you must have listened to others saying this, about you or about your dreams. And I perceive that maybe whenever in the previous part of you, whenever you were listening to other people, sharing their pain, etc., you were in their good books. But as soon as you drew energy away from that and you were focusing more on yourself, or you required more energy for yourself, you must have been painted as the villain by them. And now you're like, you don't care if people paint you as a villain, because you recognize that for you to be a contribution in a wholesome manner and in a manner that is true to you, where you would provide beyond, you could provide the energy that's beyond words to describe as a contributing energy. That can only happen once you take care of your mental health and not care about, oh, okay, we have to summit this challenge mountain or this challenge, or I have to help this person with this thing, etc., etc. You are like, let's all rest. You might even tell everyone around you, let's all take a breather, let's meditate together for 5 minutes, just breathing out, breathing in, breathing out through our mouth and relaxing our bodies. You must have been becoming that kind of a person as well. And so you definitely, especially with, like I said, the people that you care for, you might be practicing that. You might be even providing relaxation to those who might be experiencing anxiety attacks around you. So it's not necessary that you could be in the field of alternative healing, although it is very obvious here. But some of you were just learning alternative healing methods and you're now applying it to life, in the sense that you're not just applying it to yourself, you're asking others to join you and you're relaxing them as well. And that's how mentally this is playing out. You are not giving outside influences or people's drama or trauma sorry, as much value as you used to. Now you're expanding your energy field and clearing it, and then gauging, is this something that I can actually help out with or not, and then providing your help, rather than being the abundant waterfall of kindness and joy and compassion without clarity of mind, and doing that from emotional overwhelm, and maybe even trying to prove that you are a nice person in some way, shape, or form. You have stopped doing that. This is now more coming from a clarity of thought, a clarity of what the situation actually is, and not blaming yourself for whatever somebody else goes through, because that might have been the case for some of you here. And with the Three of Pentacles in the earth energy, I do perceive that this is bringing in the right people for you, especially career wise. It's bringing in the right people who want to work with you, who want to create greater with you. And specifically, there's no superior, inferior. There's a strong equality energy. There is an allowance of everyone's uniqueness, is what I'm receiving. I perceive that you are that person, but you are now getting those kind of people also into your life who value you. They value themselves as well, and all of you look at each other as equals, and you identify the unique gift that the other person is, and really like the word value seems like an undervaluing word, is what I'm getting. Like, you deeply appreciate the uniqueness that this other person is, and you guys together are going to summit a lot of mountains or challenges and see through your goals. You're not going to stop it halfway because of emotional bondages, is what I'm seeing, which you must have done earlier. Bravo. File number two, that's the way your shadow is getting integrated. Now I'm going to pull just two cards from this deck as any extra guidance coming through for this integration from your higher self. This is one. Let me just check the imagery first. We have Yogini 285 at the bottom of the deck. Sagittarius energy as again because 14 is temperance. Okay. So we have number 22, Eins of Or. I hope that's how we pronounce it. And if anyone knows, please do share in the comment section below. And we have Spirit Bear 396 Hertz number 15. So what I am receiving is that it's probably doubling down on the power energy, especially with the bear spirit here, is in the sense that you are now honoring your spiritual energy like never before, and it's coming from a place. So the thing is, people might perceive you as being fierce and defensive, etc., like the Nine of Wands here, but what you are protecting is the innocence, is the purity of the Eins of Odd here, the light that is coming through. Certainly there's a strong Jupiter energy here. We have, Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter. We have um, Four of Swords here, which is giving me this planetary indication that Jupiter, it's Libra Jupiter, which is what I have. But anyway, the Jupiter energy again is there. So a lot of spiritual energy and a lot of safe with this Irons of Orca card here. I'm getting guarding that, supreme, soft, clear, pure white light. And that is what you are doing. And even being asked to look at the simplicity in life, to find the joy in the simplest of things, to look at the purity in and innocence in the simplest of things. Maybe it's just, the way I have the sun now coming into through my window, and it's the morning sun, and I just so appreciate and love it. I don't have words to describe that. So appreciating certain, such certain small things, and recognizing spirit, recognizing the magic of the universe in that. You're probably being encouraged to do that. And even if you're already doing it, it's just doubling down on the fact that with the bear spirit, you are protecting that energy within you, and you're being encouraged to do so, because when we do target or create targets where we are hyper focused, we might tend to like I said, there must be some OCD tendencies here. So you might have the tendency to forget about, those around you, or even if it's not others around you, it could be in your speech, in your communication, you might be rather sharp. So there is this energy of, bringing that kindness and that soft love again to the surface rather than hiding it away, because you're wanting to protect that energy within yourself and for yourself too. And that's okay, but recognize that it is important to bring that softness, that kindness to the surface again, especially while communicating with others, is what I'm receiving. So yeah, pile number two, that is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope that this was helpful. Do not forget to check out the first part of the reading at Jan's channel, where she'll be looking at how you are or what shadows you have worked through. I'm sure it's going to be a phenomenal reading. She's an amazing reader, and her, tarot channel name really holds true for her. It is Clarity Tarot. So don't forget to check that out. The link to that will be in the description box below. And thank you so much for joining. I'll see you in future readings. Bye bye. So, pile number three, if you chose the happiness card, this is your reading. And the happiness card here represents the energy, or like the flavor of the shadow that you have worked through. And these cards on either side represent the ways in which it's getting integrated into your light. This is spirit, this is emotional energy or your emotional body, this is spiritual energy or soul. This is the air element, so it's mental plane, mental health, and how it's working out in the mental plane, and the earth element and how it's working out or showing up in your physical reality. So with the happiness card as a shadow thing that you work through, it's interesting. So what comes to mind is apathy or discontent energy. So I do perceive that melancholy or melancholia, things like that is what you have been working through. You are recognizing how maybe in certain areas you are unnecessarily pessimistic, or too much thinking into the negative aspects of things or things not working out, which I do perceive could be because of you being a late bloomer or achieving things later in life, which must have exhausted your patience, exhausted you of having the joy through that entire journey or period. I wonder if there is shame around certain subjects. For example, like I said, achieving things later in life because of societal standards, we are unknowingly and in very aggressive ways hard on ourselves, and the kind of achievements we have at a particular age, because age does seem to be an important factor here. I do see strong Scorpio and Leo energy in this file. So maybe you have those strong zodiac placements. Also, could be Saturn placements as well. So that's Capricorn, Aquarius energy. Anyway, moving forward, some of you must be going through your Saturn return. Yeah. Moving forward, that's the shadow energy. That's the energy that's coming through, that you must have been working through, which is essentially to realize or find more fun and joyful things to do. Or it's not just that, it's mostly like recognizing the grit that you have shown and appreciating your own self, because I do perceive that there must be a pessimistic attitude about your own achievements or how much you could achieve, in the sense that okay, only these are the possibilities in the world, there's nothing more. So I do perceive that there is a strong push from the universe, and also the way you work through this shard and you're working also, because the interesting fact is I was not able to mention this in the other two piles. When I pulled out cards, these cards to represent each group's shadow energy, the bottom deck energy that we received is what I perceive to be the collective's energy, and that is movement. So you're certainly, all of us are definitely moving, and we have pain beneath that, and sadness. Clearly, we are growth. We are moving ahead in the right direction, and we are moving probably faster than ever before towards our targets. And I do perceive for this part, it's more about you know recognizing themselves and the growth they have had, no matter how you look achieving that specific target. Because of course this could be physical, but more so by looks. I mean, how many, maybe you have certain inhibitions about why certain small things or certain simple things were so tough for me to go through. That could be another um train of thought that you had to work through while working through these shadows, is what I'm receiving. Illusions. So you've been working through, moving through these illusions for sure. I mean, that's commendable. While number three, now looking at how these attempts and the work that you have done while working on these shadows, how is it integrating with your light? Clearly, with the Six of Wands, we have victory here. I perceive that you are now, especially spiritually, are recognizing how far you have come and so many hurdles that you have crossed. I perceive that you are now recognizing that the footwork, the groundwork that you have done, the stamina that you have built, the resilience that you have built is commendable and beyond words, appreciable, if that is a word. But you are certainly recognizing the demons that you have seen, the conflicts that you have worked through, the fears that you have worked through. especially spiritually. I perceive that everywhere you were the one who was creating more and more options in your head, or more and more ways to go about a certain thing, and not having the patience to, let one strategy or something play out. Now you work through that conflict, basically, because we have six of wands, which is after the five of wands, and you're recognizing how you are streamlining your energy, and how all of those experiences where you must have felt that certain small simple things which must have been easier for others, you have worked through those conflicts within yourself and understood your strengths in those conflicts, and now you're more in allowance, or you're spiritually more becoming an allowance of those maybe even shortcomings that you must have recognized. You are now learning to focus more on your strengths rather than beating your head over, oh, how can I improve this, how can I improve that. And this could be propelling you faster towards, maybe that is the reason why I was sharing with you guys about the collective energy, because that fast paced energy is coming through. And that's because you've learned to be an allowance of the journey that you have had, and really being grateful towards yourself, and also being grateful for the challenges, even because I perceive that you are spiritually specifically recognizing how it has toned in the sense that we tone our muscles, because I'm time and again getting my awareness going to her toned muscles, the female figure here. But it's more like how you have toned your spiritual muscles, how you have trained your muscles, how you've become more resilient because of these experiences, and because of going through those cycles which others may not have had to go through. Because I do perceive that it's your resilience and your intelligence has built a lot spiritually, especially in small details where people might overlook those details. You have learned to notice them, and it does tie to this card here also, which we will get back to. And with the ace of water, which is the ace of cups, showing up for your emotional energy, I do perceive that this integration of your shadow with the light is refreshing you a lot, refreshing your energy field, refreshing your body, refreshing your perspective towards life. I feel there is a strong renewal of your desires. Now you are not looking at it with apathy or with discontent. You are like, okay, there is another thing to look forward to, there's another task to look forward to. And it's refreshing your emotional body. So this could be you being open to new people, of course, or new love as well, that's for sure. But to me feels more like about life. Your lust for life, your joy for life is being refreshed and replenished. And how beautiful is that, pile number three. Now we have the daughter of air, which is the page of swords, as what is how this shadow is integrating into your light. And this could, I do perceive this to be a fighter spirit here. And by I do perceive, what I was intending to say is that a fighter spirit with others, or fighting others. And I'm not saying like necessarily picking up fights, but standing your ground and not letting other people's crap or negative thoughts get to you. But more than that, this is you fighting your own demons. You are hell bent and determined on not backing down. Never back down is the term that's coming. And it's interesting that I was going through Netflix yesterday and I saw that title. And because I've seen the first part of the movie, Just Never Back Down, the title was for the second part, and I have not seen that. But that thing is coming up. You will not back down, come what may, even if you feel, because what I am receiving is, this is a sketching on her hand. And I mean, probably they are just indicating the shades within the skin or the tonality of the skin. But what I'm being reminded of is women having hair on their hands, and how that is against typical beauty standards, or considered not so Venusian, not so beautiful, or maybe even ugly. You're like, F that. I am showing up for myself. And, certain small things like that, wherever it's external stimulation of why you are not good, you are putting your foot down, you're pulling your sword out, and you're willing to fight, especially mentally. The mental agony around all of these kind of, stupid ASS thoughts, you are cutting through that bull crap, basically. Wow, I feel quite charged in your energy pile number three. I perceive that that's how your shadow is getting integrated. You are now channeling that focus that you had on being discontent. You are now, it's like you've alchemized and transmuted that energy more towards protecting your peace, not just figuring out, finally actually giving yourself the much required appreciation for your victory lap. And moving forward to the Eight of Pentacles, which is what is showing us how the shadow is getting integrated into your physical reality. We have Sun and Virgo, so some of you must have Sun and Virgo. You might have some strong Virgo placements. Anyway, but this did show up. I wonder if you watched my recent collective reading also, and this card had shown up there as well. Maybe there is something for you to look at, because the topic of that reading eventually was, after the reading, was redefining finances or your relationship with finances, especially breaking down whatever patterns were in connection to one's relationship with finances, breaking down the patterns that were present in the family. So if you are drawn to, you can watch that live. It's the latest live on my channel. Anyway, moving forward with the Eight of Pentacles, you are now, it's like, I don't care if I go to, if I'm back to square one. I do not care if I have to start from ground zero. You are more than willing to do that. You're more than willing to do the hard work that is required, and it's not coming from, oh, okay, I have to work out. For example, if it's physical workout, you get irritated that, fine, I have to work out, it is good for me. No, there is such a strong sense of motivation, and it's, like I said, a reinvigorated energy for life that is fueling this detail oriented energy within you, where you are okay with looking at details that are requiring your attention. And this could very well be finances, your strategy with work, your strategy with life, and working out and building your body. And I'm not saying, I mean, of course, many of you must be interested in becoming bodybuilders. uh, Kudos to you, go ahead with that, definitely. But it's more like building your body in a holistic manner. So this could be diet, this could be the kind of workout required. Maybe you want to do different types of workouts for different kinds of things, and pacing it out, creating a schedule that works for you, or schedule, however you pronounce that word. But you are not letting illusions, block your path anymore, especially emotionally. You are not going, that's the shadow that you've been working through. You don't feel like you're moving through the desert, working tirelessly, doing tedious jobs or whatever it is, and just getting that illusion of an oasis, and then going to the oasis, not finding the oasis. That is now ending, because you are breaking down, layers, and removing all the layers, or peeling off all the layers that are creating these illusions. Like, that's a shadow that you've been working through, and especially because these layers have been created through, a bit of a pessimistic attitude, to be honest. But now, because you're breaking those layers down, and you're willing to look at life, even if you have to do it from ground zero, even if you look whatever way, because I don't know why looks are coming through strongly here. So maybe that is also another shadow that you have actually worked through. So you don't mind looking whatever way you look, in the sense that if the society deems it as ugly, you don't give a damn, and you're working your way up. You are starting from kindergarten, and you do not care about that, even with your skill set. And that's the point, probably. You will now figure out, if you're starting from kindergarten, where your skills are. And we literally, I was talking about speed, and we have Eight of Wands here, swiftness, and that's going to help you get that propelling energy, as I was talking here, also sharing here as well with the Six of Wands. That's going to give you that push that propelling energy moving forward. And it's because you are now more than willing to look at each and every detail, especially details that you might be hiding away from because of this. Like I said, there's certain shame into why I was not able to do certain things which were simple or are easier for others to do. Please understand that this is definitely a part of, good, not good, definitely a part of some part of a path of somebody who has a late blooming energy. More than that, it's because whatever you went through, because of that you are now able to see details, like I mentioned earlier also, which people might miss. And that's going to be your X factor, that's going to give you that push. And not just late blooming energy, because not just late blooming energy because you're meant to be late bloomer, or like lateness is your life scene. No, it's because also I do perceive that growing up you guys must have gone through a lot of crap for sure. And appreciation and recognition must have been underhanded to you, if that is the right term. Let me just check. Yeah, underhanded in the sense that it was done in a stealthily manner. That's what the word means. But and that's sort of the energy I'm getting, like backhanded comments. And with the beauty thing here, maybe that's what you were getting, backhanded compliments, sorry. And underhanded in the sense that you were either not given the appreciation, or it was just brushed off and okay, oh, you did a good job, that's it. That's the only statement you must have listened to after overcoming a lot of crap. So now, because you're changing the entire narrative, and it's happening because you're learning to be joyous and appreciative of the hurdles you have yourself crossed, and how it has defined really minute details about the soul and the person that you are. How it's, like I was saying, toned the muscles of your soul, or toned you, and especially your vision or view about yourself. So anyway, let's move towards these two cards, which is going to give us any extra guidance coming through for this shadow integration. That's one. All right. I will just check the cards once. We have anapauses here. So we have the beta or betas of Spirit Wolf with number 23, which is number 5, and that's again Leo energy. And we literally have the lion for Leo energy. So strong, strong Leo energy. Maybe you are getting more sun activation happening in some way, shape, or form, I wonder. And we have Ishtar's Lion Gate 888. And these cards are letting us know, first of all, with the Spirit Wolf, there is this energy of taking some rest that is required. It's interesting. We have moon, it's like moon, yeah, moon energy and sun energy together. And we have the moon, a crescent moon here, which gives me the awareness that also, which gives me the awareness that you have to tap more into your intuition, spiritual gifts at this point in time, rather than taking action, which is what you must have been seeing no results for and feeling apathy or discontent energy. There's more energy towards resting and receiving. And with the Lion's Gate, it's 888, 888, and it's the year of the number 8. You are going to get a lot of fortune is what I'm receiving. And with the Ishtar's Lion Gate, another message coming through was, I mean, it was written in the booklet as well, and was very strongly coming up. So, in any way, shape, or form, where there were situations that did not work out according to your expectations, there is a strong indication from the universe that things are going to shift in your favor. Anything that didn't work out in a positive way is actually going to work out for you. So, do look forward to that, and you don't necessarily have to take exhausting actions time and again. It's more about altering energy, working with energy, rather than taking physical action that's going to give you more insight into this and help you see how things are actually working out. So, pile number three, that is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. Do check out Jan's part of the reading where she looks at how or what shadows you are working through or have worked through. She's a brilliant reader. Her channel holds true to the name that it has, which is Clarity Tarot, and I absolutely appreciate and admire the way she reads. So, do check out her channel, do see what shadows have you worked through, and give yourself the due credit as to how far you have come, because that's what's required. A lot of appreciation for self and recognizing how far you have come. So thank you, pile number three. Do share thoughts in the comment section below. I hope to see you in future readings. Bye bye.